Before you can factor this by grouping, make sure you look for the greatest common factor that can go into 2, 5, 22, and 55. And then for the variables, you look for the smallest exponent. So since there's no GCF for this problem, I can go ahead and find the factors for this problem using the table method. So we want to know what two numbers will multiply, give me 2x to the third power, negative 5x squared, negative 22x, and then positive 55. So to do that, you can just figure out a GCF for a row or a column. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to find the GCF for this column right here. So what is the greatest common factor that can go into 2 and negative 22? And that's going to be 2. Because 2 can go into 2 one time and 2 can go into 22 11 times. And then for the variable, you want to look for the smaller exponent. So the GCF for this column is just going to be 2x to the first power. Once you figure that out, you can find the rest of the factors going backwards. So we know that 2x times x squared is going to give you 2x to the third power because when you multiply, you add the exponents. And then x squared times negative 5 will give you negative 5x squared. And 2x times negative 11 will give you negative 22x. And then negative 11 times negative 5 is 55. So we have found our factors for this problem, which is 2x minus 5 times x squared minus 11. And you might be tempted to break down x squared minus 11 even more, but 11 is, there's no number square will give you 11, so therefore this is my final answer. And I can do the same thing for the next problem. Again, it's 4 terms, so first step is find the GCF. Well, there's no GCF that can go into 1, 3, 25, and 75. And the smallest exponent for x is going to be 0. So therefore, again, I can use my table to find the factors that will give me x to the third power plus 3x squared minus 25x and then negative 75. So again, you can either start with a column or a row and find the greatest common factor. So this time I'm going to start with this row. So the greatest common factor between x to the third power and x squared is going to be x squared. Again, you take out the smaller exponent. And now we know this one, so we can figure out the rest of it by going backwards. We know that x squared times x is going to be x to the third power because when you multiply, you add the exponents. And then x squared times 3 is going to give you 3x squared. And then x times negative 25 will give you negative 25x. And then negative 25 times 3 does give me negative 75. So the factors for this problem is going to be x plus 3 times x squared minus 25. And x squared minus 25 is a differences of squares because x is squared and a number square will give you 25 is 5. So therefore, I can rewrite this problem as x plus 3 times x minus 5 times x plus 5. So if you distribute x minus 5 times x plus 5, it will be the same answer as x squared minus 25.